Welcome back to Game on Hay. In about 20 minutes' time, we will see the first ball go down between New Zealand and Scotland. New Zealand would be batting first, Scotland having won the toss, and most sides reckon that's their best chance of competing in this competition. But for New Zealand today, the chance on a fresh pitch is to put as many runs as possible on, both to make sure they win the game and, of course, to do something about their net run rate. But, of course, the first thing is winning the game. Now, we can show you the teams. New Zealand have kept the same team. Scotland have had to make changes. For New Zealand, we see a lot of familiar faces. Martin Guptill's been around for quite some time. Daryl Mitchell's been opening the innings in this tournament for the first time, having been a middle order all-rounder before. Kane Williamson, world-class. Conway likes every format, it seems. Phillips will keep wicket. Neesham is an all-rounder as well, but is a big hitter. The spin is Santner and Sodhi, and the pace is Milne, Southey and Bolt. Milne came in for the first game in the previous match for New Zealand and bowled with serious pace. For Scotland, well, they rely on the experience, first of all, of their captain, who's back. Calcutta is back, having been out for injury in the previous game. Munsey is an important player at the top of the order as well. The likes of Cross and Berrington have made runs. McLeod's been around for 15 years or so as well, so he's a linchpin of the Scottish side. Where they might struggle a little bit is in the bowling. Their bowling has talent, yes, but not the same talent as the major sides. And they're missing Josh Davey today, who is one of their most important bowlers. They will be bowling first, and they'll be hoping, obviously, to try and put some pressure on New Zealand. But for New Zealand, this fresh pitch, they will hope, is a pitch full of runs.
Yes, and I think now the teams will understand the overall strategy. We have seen to have wickets in hand up front will be the key to score a big total, and I'm sure New Zealand will do that. It's their second time batting first, so I'm sure that they will definitely come up better with a better strategy.
Well, it's all about the relative strengths of the teams. And when you've got a Scottish bowling attack, and it's not Pakistan, it's not England, it's an attack which obviously has got Scotland through to this stage. And Scotland were brilliant. I mean, they loved the qualifying stage. For them, qualifying to get into the Super 12s was a brilliant achievement. Now, of course, as Calcutta was saying at the toss, they want to enjoy it. They want to show what they can do. They just want to play whatever counts as their best cricket.
Yes, and as he said, it's a reality check. And I mean, if sports can do one thing for you, make you humble, I think that's the best thing. And such defeats like that, at one point, it definitely is big and heavy, but as a person it shapes you around. So good experience for all of them. पर हम साथ साथ बैटिंग भी देखेंगे स्कॉटलैंड के कुछ प्लेयर्स की. ग्रीव्स उनमें से एक हैं जो बांग्लादेश के अगेंस्ट जो अपसेट किया था क्वालिफायर्स में, उसमें एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट किरदार इनका रहा. राशिद भाई, इनके बारे में कुछ?
अच्छे प्लेयर हैं और जिस तरह से मैच जिताया था इन्होंने, क्योंकि 56 पे 6 आउट हो गए थे शायद, या 5 आउट हो गए थे. उसके बाद ग्रीव और वॉट ने जिस तरह से बैटिंग की थी, और दोनों ने आगे जाके बॉलिंग में भी अच्छा परफॉर्म किया. और इस जैसे उन्होंने टॉस पे कहा कि अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है स्कॉटिश टीम को, और इससे फ़ायदा उठाना चाहिए. यह हार जीत अलग चीज़ है, लेकिन इसका पूरा बेनिफिट स्कॉटलैंड की टीम को उठाना चाहिए आफ्टर दिस वर्ल्ड कप. और ग्रीव की जो बात की, बड़े अच्छे ऑलराउंडर हैं, स्पिन भी है. और यहाँ पे न्यूजीलैंड को एक बेनिफिट हो सकता है, क्योंकि ड्यू है नहीं, पहली बैटिंग कर रहे हैं. एक अच्छा टोटल पाकिस्तान की तरह बैटिंग करके एक अच्छा टोटल दे देंगे, और उसके बाद जल्दी आउट करते हैं कि कहीं ज़रूरत पड़ी नेट रन रेट की, तो वहाँ पे भी इनको फ़ायदा हो सकता है.
बिल्कुल. और आज एक जो इम्पोर्टेंट उनकी बॉलर जॉश डेवी रहे हैं स्कॉटलैंड के, आज वो भी नहीं खेल रहे, तो और भी बेहतरीन मौका है न्यूजीलैंड के लिए. इवन दो कि बहुत ज़्यादा उनको हेल्प चाहिए नहीं टू स्कोर रन, वैसे ही बड़े टैलेंटेड हैं, पर उससे भी थोड़ा सा 15-20 रन का फ़र्क आ सकता है.
जी, डेफिनेटली फ़र्क आ सकता है. और देखें, डे मैच है और न्यूजीलैंड को बड़ा स्कोर कर सकते हैं. और आज जिस तरह का ग्राउंड है, क्योंकि हॉट वेदर है वहाँ पे, और ड्यू नहीं होगी, मतलब डे का मैच है, और मुझे लगता है कि सेकंड टाइम पे बॉल रिवर्स भी हो जाएगा विद द पेस ऑफ बॉल टिम साउदी एंड मिलने, वो डेफिनेटली उनको हेल्प करेगा.
बिल्कुल. और एडम मिलने अभी नई एक एडिशन हुई है इस टीम के अंदर, ट्रेंट बोल्ट साउदी के साथ, ये जो एक कॉम्बिनेशन है पेस अटैक का, ये कैसा लगा है आपको?
एक बड़ा ज़बरदस्त है बिल्कुल. और आज सही मानों में स्कॉटलैंड का एक इम्तिहान होगा कि आज अगेंस्ट न्यूजीलैंड वो किस तरह खेल ले. ऑल दो क्वालिफाइंग राउंड में तो अच्छा खेल ले, तभी वो सुपर 12 में आए. लेकिन बिल्कुल उनके लिए एक बड़ा ज़बरदस्त मौका है स्कॉटलैंड के लिए कि अपने उनके एक्सपोजर के लिए उनके एक्सपीरियंस के लिए। लेकिन अगर ऑन द अदर साइड आप देखें न्यूजीलैंड की टीम तो काफ़ी बैलेंस है, उनके पूरे बॉलर्स है, बैट्समैन भी, उनके पूरे 6 जो बॉलर है वो भी एक पक्का लाइक आप कह सकते हैं कि प्योर ऑलराउंडर है। तो आई थिंक काफ़ी वो है, अच्छा मैच होगा। और न्यूजीलैंड के लिए मेरा ख्याल से कंडीशन कोई ज़्यादा मैटर नहीं करेगी क्योंकि पहले ही मैच है, सेकंड मैच नहीं की ड्यू फैक्टर हो सकती है। मेरे ख्याल से अर्ली ऑन 2-3 ओवर अगर थोड़ा सा स्विंग हो जाए, अदरवाइज ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं होगी पिच पे इंशाल्लाह।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, थैंक यू वेरी मच, आपने जो अपनी राय शेयर की। एंड डू यू थिंक डेविड दैट न्यूजीलैंड इज गोइंग टू मेक द हाईएस्ट स्कोर ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट सो फार इन दिस मैच? Or is it too early to ask?
What's that, 180 or so?
189.
Well, 189. Well, it'd be lovely to see. It's a fresh pitch, so it gives any fresh pitch, if the bounce is right, the pace is right. I mean, they've got some good strikers at the ball. I'm just going to ask Viv. I mean, for instance, right, Mitchell we've seen. Daryl Mitchell is the man more in form at the top of the order. But Martin Guptill, over the years, has made runs in all formats. Test matches, he's made huge scores in 50-over games. He should be suited to this game, but he's just getting to a stage of his career where, it's getting slightly tougher for him. And in PSL early in the year, he wasn't outstanding. But this is the chance for someone like Guptill to put his mark on this tournament.
Well, for Guptill himself, I think he's getting on in age as well. So, which means sometimes the deterioration factor comes a little sooner than you expect. But he's been tested before and tried, and he's been pretty good at what he does. What I think is going to be important for New Zealand at this present stage is not to get too carried away about trying to up the run rate or whatever. Make sure that you get a solid start, and if you can do that, which means it does give the Lord an opportunity for them to get into to their thing. But it's going to be a good game, I guess. That is why I think maybe Scotland would have won the toss and put New Zealand in to bat, to at least, I guess, we heard the captain say about to try and assess things and see how it works from there. But I believe maybe it's to prolong that we do get 20 overs in.
Well, it is the best chance of giving yourself a chance. But if you look at that New Zealand lineup, once you get past Guptill, Mitchell, Williamson, Conway, very good player in all formats. Phillips will bat and keep wicket. Neesham, big hitter. So I mean, they've got people down there. If they get the platform Viv was talking about, and they get to those last 5 overs with plenty of wickets in hand, they can really crack on at that stage.
I mean, look, the Scotland had their best time in qualifying round, and in this group they had the only chance of beating Namibia, because the other day a game against Afghanistan was eye-opener for them, where the game is going. Because look, if you want to upset any full member or strong team, you need to come out with some mystery bowlers or some skillful bowlers, because their batting skills are at associate level, never been challenged by the genuine pace and quality spinners. Associate cricket is only it's about their bowling, outstanding bowling. If you have like 3-4 like Afghanistan bowlers, only then you have a chance. So their bowling lineup is like simple, medium pace, conventional left armer or leggy, not much variety. I don't think they can upset New Zealand. But yes, if they have somebody like Afghan bowlers, that one. They need a bit that one. And, I mean, this is the lesson learned from this World Cup, that you go home and try find some wrist spinners or mystery bowlers. If you don't have one, develop them. This is the only way you can cruise through the international level. Otherwise, associate will remain associate even after another 100 years.
I mean, let's
I love you for your straight talk.
I mean, to be fair, that's just being realistic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
If you look at, for instance, I mean, you've talked about diet at certain times in this tournament. I mean, I'm not going to talk about the Scottish diet, which can be root vegetables and deep fried Mars bars, but that's a cliche.
They need to work on this.
But if for this to work in Scotland, their system, because we've talked about systems and bringing people through. you know, for instance, club cricket in Scotland, there's a lot of it, and a serious amount of club cricket in Scotland, but it's played on pitches that are up north in a less than temperate climate. This is not the conditions for producing.
And sometimes the finger doesn't work.
Well,
in
you
that
know,
cold.
you need to get the hand warmers on the fingers, you know, and you're playing in -3 degrees in midsummer. Sorry, this is all cliched stuff, but you know, it's not the best conditions to develop these people.
Well, you've got to find a way, you say, huh?
Yeah, you have to.
Yep.
Right. So that's written off Scotland.
So I think we can discuss the points table and what can happen if New Zealand wins, Scotland loses. तो हम थोड़ा सा अगर पॉइंट टेबल को डिस्कस कर लें, क्यों आज के मैचेस इतने इम्पोर्टेंट हैं, क्योंकि अफगानिस्तान 4 पॉइंट्स पे है, न्यूजीलैंड 2 पे है, तो अगर आज न्यूजीलैंड स्कॉटलैंड से जीत जाता है वो 4 पॉइंट्स पे आ जाएगा, और अफगानिस्तान भी अगर जीत जाता है इंडिया से तो इंडिया तो वहाँ से वर्ल्ड कप से निकल जाएगा, पर अगर इंडिया जीतने में कामयाब हो जाता है तो अजहर भाई अफगानिस्तान भी 4 नंबर पे रह जाएगा और बाय द एंड ये लोग 6-6 पॉइंट्स पे, जैसे आप पहले भी बात कर रहे थे, ये आ सकते हैं।
जी बिल्कुल, इंडिया के मैच देखें, अगर आज इंडिया मैच जीतता है तो उसके बाद उनके मैच एक नमीबिया से मैच है और एक स्कॉटलैंड से मैच है, तो वो 6 पॉइंट पे फिनिश कर सकते हैं। अगर आज अफगानिस्तान हारता है तो उनके 4 पॉइंट हैं, फिर इंडिया
फिर न्यूजीलैंड और
अफगानिस्तान का मैच बड़ा क्रूशल हो जाएगा, उसमें से जो टीम जीतेगी तो उसके चांसेस हो जाएंगे, तो फिर एंड में जो रन रेट पे आपकी सारी गेम आ जानी है।
बिल्कुल,
3 टीमें ऐसे 6-6 पॉइंट।
देखिए 2 अहम मैच बाकी हैं इस इवेंट में, है तो सारे, लेकिन अफगानिस्तान न्यूजीलैंड का 7 तारीख को है और एक शायद साउथ अफ्रीका और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का मैच है, वो डिसाइडर होगा कि कौन सेमीफाइनल में जाएगा। न्यूजीलैंड और अफगानिस्तान का इस वजह से कि जो कंडीशंस हैं वहाँ पे लगता है कि अफगानिस्तान इसको हरा सकती है, जो बॉलिंग है इनकी, तो एक होप इंडिया को अगर है वो अफगानिस्तान से ही है कि वो आज जीते ना जीते कोई इतना ज़्यादा मैटर नहीं करता, लेकिन न्यूजीलैंड को हराने से एक चांस होप नज़र आ रही है कि इंडिया वापस इवेंट में आ सकता है।
बिल्कुल, और इसीलिए अफगानिस्तान की टीम इतनी
और आखिरी मैच जो है ना 8 तारीख को, जो आखिरी मैच है, और अफगानिस्तान अगर न्यूजीलैंड को हराने में कामयाब हो जाती है, आखिरी मैच एक ही मैच है इंडिया और नमीबिया, क्या नेट रन रेट रिक्वायर्ड है आपको, उसके ऊपर आप खेल सकते हैं, लास्ट मैच है। अब ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा ये मैच एक ही क्यों रखा आखिर में इंडिया और नमीबिया का, ये समझ में नहीं आया।
वो इसलिए ताकि आप आके देखें, आप देखना नहीं चाहते थे इसलिए आपके लिए स्पेशल उन्होंने कहा ये एक मैच के लिए राशिद भाई को बुलाना है। आप बताएं जी, क्या समझते हैं कि कौन आएगा इस ग्रुप में से? अगर
मेरे ख्याल से तो इंडिया ऑलमोस्ट बाहर हो गए, अब मुकाबला है न्यूजीलैंड और अफगानिस्तान का।
Zabardast. So, Umar thinks that India is out of the World Cup even before the match, and it would be Afghanistan versus New Zealand, the last match that's going to decide who will play the semi.
Obviously, yeah, you talked through the various possibilities and permutations.
Yes.
And it does get interesting if somehow, if for instance Afghanistan beat one of either India or New Zealand, and if they lose today but beat New Zealand and they all end up on 6 points, then it's, as I understand it now, it's the head-to-head first. That evens out because they'll have all beaten each other at some stage, as it were. Then it's net run rate. So, okay, Umar might be saying India are out. What would you like to see happen, Viv?
All what I think India can do is just to win and hope that the other teams take care of business for them.
That's very true.
That's important, just to win. And if you lose, well, today, if they lose, that's it.
But okay,
But so long as they win today, their hopes remain alive.
Yeah, that's very true. What would we like to see? What do you think? What would be the most intriguing set of results over the next?
You know, the fixture. If you go through the fixture, it's all making sure that India should come back any time. The entire system, the entire people will try their best to bring India back, and you will see there'll be a
Twist
few
in the
upset twist and things.
Much though I love a conspiracy theory, how can you?
The last game, India, Namibia.
You know why I'm saying this? Because when it's World Cup, they only focused mainly 2 teams. Australia and England, and India, Pakistan.
Yeah.
So they gave 3 games to Pakistan to prove a point, and then holding back India to see what's going on and what run rate they want and what
Yeah,
message
yeah.
across to make sure that these 2 teams have one pool game and another one in the end.
But they are up against Afghanistan.
Aaqib bhai, I think this is for the both teams.
Enough. Pass.
India and
Bus,
Pakistan.
बस
Save it for another day. Anything can happen. But what we do know is happening next is live cricket from Dubai. Thanks for watching Game on Hay.
क्या मार रहा है